Welcome back to the Tiger Solar Power Podcast, Episode 2. I'm glad you're here, because this week we've got another packed roundup of solar news shaping South Australia's clean energy future. Whether you're listening from Adelaide, the suburbs, or out in the regions, this podcast is about helping you make sense of the solar revolution, and more importantly, showing you how to take full advantage of it. We'll talk rebates, batteries, cost savings, and all the ways solar can help you take control of your power bills. We're calling this week's episode Racing Toward 100% Renewables, and you'll see why in just a moment. So let's get into it. South Australia is breaking records once again. Rooftop solar has now become the state's single biggest source of electricity. More than half of all homes, about 53%, already have panels on their roof. And since the new rebate scheme launched on the 1st of July, we've seen more than 100 new batteries installed every single day. That's 100 families each day, transforming their houses into mini power plants, generating, storing, and using their own electricity. And it's not just individual homes. Programs like Electrify Adelaide are encouraging entire neighborhoods to electrify together, adding panels, batteries, and even EV chargers. When you zoom out, you can really see how households are becoming an essential part of the grid, making it smarter and more resilient. But here's the catch. If you've got solar panels without a battery, you're really only halfway there. During the day, you might be sending power back to the grid for as little as 4 cents per kilowatt hour, only to buy it back at night for 10 times that price. That's like selling your own veggies for pennies at the market and then buying them back for dollars at the supermarket. A battery changes the whole game. It lets you store that cheap daytime solar and use it when you actually need it. At Tiger Solar Power, we're helping households bundle panels and batteries together so you can make the most of those rebates, sometimes saving up to 30% off installation costs. If you've been sitting on the fence, now's the moment to join the 100 families every day who are already making the switch. And it's not just South Australia that's seeing this boom. Across the whole country, July was the biggest month on record for home battery installations. Nearly 2,800 systems added in just 30 days. To put that in perspective, Australians are now adding the equivalent of South Australia's Tesla big battery, the one that made global headlines, every 8.5 days. Here in SA, around 160 systems were installed in July alone, and they're getting bigger too. The average battery size is now over 10 kilowatt hours, which is enough to run most households well into the evening. Pair that with rooftop solar, and suddenly you're not just reducing your bills, you're protecting yourself from price spikes and blackouts. And that protection matters, because electricity prices aren't slowing down. In fact, some people are getting caught out in pretty shocking ways. Just this past week, ENGIE, one of the big energy providers, admitted it had been overcharging thousands of South Australian customers. Some households saw their peak power rates double to more than $1 per kilowatt hour. For an average family, that could mean an extra $6,000 a year in bills. Even though ENGIE says it will backdate and correct the charges, the trust is already gone. And it really highlights how vulnerable we are when we rely entirely on the grid. That's where solar and batteries come in. With your own system, you're not at the mercy of sudden price hikes or billing errors. You're generating and storing your own clean energy, locking in predictable costs, and avoiding the nasty surprises that too many South Australians are experiencing. At Tiger Solar, we've seen customers slash their bills by up to 70% with the right setup. And on top of the savings, you get the peace of mind that comes from knowing you're in control, not the power companies. Now, while all this is happening on the home front, there's also a very different kind of solar story unfolding right now on the open road. On August 24th, the Bridgestone World Solar Challenge began in Darwin. 34 solar-powered cars, built by teams from 17 different countries, are racing 3,000 kilometers across the outback, all the way to Adelaide. This race has been running since 1987, and it's really a celebration of innovation. Teams like UNSW's Sunswift Racing, the reigning champions, are pushing the limits of solar efficiency. In the Challenger class, The cars are powered purely by the sun, while the cruiser class focuses on practical vehicles that could one day carry passengers on real roads. And the connection to your home might be closer than you think. The same technology driving these cars, high-efficiency panels, lightweight designs, smart energy management, ends up filtering down into the products we install on rooftops. At Tiger, we like to think of our high-performance panels as race-inspired. They're built to squeeze every bit of energy out of the South Australian sunshine. And when you combine those panels with a battery, you're essentially giving your home the same kind of on-demand energy storage that keeps those solar cruisers rolling through the night. It's a powerful reminder that solar isn't just about saving money, though that's a huge part of it. It's also about being part of an exciting global movement that's reshaping technology, transportation, and the way we power our lives. And speaking of the future, South Australia has just secured federal funding to become the first grid in the world without hydropower to reach 100% net renewables by 2027. Right now, we're already above 70%, mostly from rooftop solar and wind. The funding will help expand battery storage and grid upgrades, but rooftop solar will remain a key driver. For everyday households, that's both inspiring and practical. It means every system we install here at Tiger Solar doesn't just benefit the homeowner, it also contributes to South Australia reaching that global milestone. And while you're helping the state hit 100% renewables, you're also reaping the personal rewards. Lower bills, higher home values, and a system that's future-proofed for the decades ahead. We're already seeing more community groups banding together to do bulk installs, which can unlock even bigger savings. If you're part of a neighborhood or local group that wants to go solar together, Tiger can help tailor a package that works for everyone, with rebates, financing, and battery options to suit different households. So that's the solar roundup this week. Record rooftop and battery installs, a national boom in storage, an international solar race finishing right here in Adelaide, a sharp reminder of why grid independence matters, and a federal commitment to take South Australia all the way to 100% renewables in just a couple of years. The bottom line is this: solar is no longer something for the future. It's here right now, and South Australians are leading the way. With rebates, falling battery prices, and Tiger Solar power by your side, there's never been a better time to make the switch. If you're ready to take control of your energy, visit us online or give us a call for a free, no-obligation quote. Let's design a solar plus battery system that saves you money, gives you independence, and helps power South Australia's renewable future. Thanks for tuning in to Episode 2 of the Tiger Solar Power Podcast, racing toward 100% renewables. We'll be back next week with more stories, insights, and practical advice to help you shine brighter with solar. Until then, stay sunny, South Australia.